Okay, we are starting once again, and this time I'm hoping it's working. Oh, I know why I'm not seeing it. My fault. Okay, welcome to Planet Union. This is Carla from Planet Union, and this is a meetup for you guys to get a chance to speak and get to know each other from all over the planet. This is a chance to talk about culture, your food, whatever you want. We're doing it in English because English is the global language, so everyone can speak to each other. Having said that, I need Huang to reintroduce herself because I am going to take down the previous introduction now that I've figured out what the problem is, and we will begin again. Huang, please let people know who you are.
All right, thank you so much for having me in this section. I am so happy to be here. This is Huong from Vietnam. I'm a teacher, lecturer in a government university in the northern part of Vietnam. I have been teaching marketing, economics, and international business with more than 10,000 students. They are from different countries and different provinces in Vietnam. The province I stay right now is about 100 kilometers away from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. Apart from that, I really love talking with international friends. Of course, teaching is my passion. So that's why I keep joining and participating in color shows and a lot of meetings to interact with people. I really love speaking English. So that's the reason why I stay here to talk with you, to broaden my mind and enrich my knowledge, especially this show to talk with people from ASEAN and people from different states and different places, right? Um, different countries as well. So I'm available and ready to be here to communicate with you, to learn more from you. Thank you.
And let me point out, because it's true, it's a chance to speak with people from all over the world. What is it that interests you about the world mostly? Are you interested in culture? Are you interested in the food? What is it?
Oh, specifically talking, I'm so curious when learning and enriching myself about cultures because people from different parts of this world they have different activities, festival and specialty and a lot of interesting things. Yeah, they attract me and provoke my curiosity. Yeah, so that's why. I really want to join more, to learn more, and to get to know more and about their experiences, their skills, and their talents, their knowledge. Yep. Thank you.
Okay. And one other question. You want to learn about their knowledge. There's all parts of knowledge that you can learn. What is it that most interests you about the knowledge? Are you more interested in learning about what they eat? Are you interested in their cultures, their religion? What is it that makes you do what you do?
Yes, Carla. All of them, I really love knowing more about that. Specifically, I'm teaching international business. So that's why I really want to know the way they are earning and they are making their living, yeah, how to survive, how to fight against, to overcome all obstacles in life with this life, modern life with a lot of factors. They are changing. they are like uh, they are changing with a lot of things unstable. So with different parts, they have different ways to eat, different way to do their business, as well as the different way to adapt and get resilient and yeah, how to stay and find out the better solution. Yeah, to make their life better and better. Yes, that's the thing. I really want to know more.
Wonderful. And that's what I was looking for.
Thank you.
More of an understanding of why we're on the planet and what we're doing on the planet. And thank you so much for such a great introduction about that. Victor, can you introduce yourself, please? And I hope you guys are sharing out to become a part of the show. Just click on that Zoom link, which I will put in the chat for you guys in a moment again, and come and join us. We look forward to talking to you. Victor?
Greetings, Carla. Greetings, Huang. Excuse me. I'm Victor Irving Jenkins, and I'm coming to you from Sacramento,
Slowly,
California.
please. Remember, when you're here, you need to speak slower than you normally speak, because there are people around the world who may be listening to you, but not used to listening to how we speak. The sounds and are different in different languages. That's why accent is such a problem for people. It really isn't, but they talk too fast. So slow down a little. Go on.
Interesting. Right at the moment that you said that, I swapped gears and came down because I realized that I was talking fast. My apologies.
It's
As I
okay.
said, I am.
It's perfectly okay. We're
Okay.
all learning together.
I'm Victor Irving Jenkins. I'm in Sacramento, California. I'm actually a delivery driver during the day, but I am more than anything else a conversationalist. I seek to find the commonality between everyone. I think that beneath the outside of us is something inside of us that joins us all. And by speaking with people from across the globe, I tend to validate that each time I come to the show. Everyone wants to feel better. Everyone wants to reach out to others. One way to do that is to take part of this show. And I look forward to doing it every time I do it. And also, it helps me personally because probably a lot of people think that I talk too fast. I think it's more important to be understood than it is to get the word out. So when I participate in this show, get practice being a better communicator. Thank you, Carla, for having me once again.
What would you like to ask Long about her culture? Because her culture is different from ours. They eat differently, they live differently. So, what would you like to know from Huang?
How important is television in where you are in Vietnam? How widespread is watching television? Because where I'm from, watching television is like breathing.
Ooh, thank you. Thank you for asking me that question. I have seen that televisions plays more and more important roles in my countries. So that's why every household here, they have at least one television in their house. So every day they will get the news and they will gain knowledge from televisions. And apart from that, they will publish a lot of officials and reliable informations on televisions. So that's why, especially in Vietnam, for all households, they all have a television to enjoy their life, to watch a lot of shows, a lot of movies, a lot of entertainments. Especially, I mean, while dinner times, all family members can stay in front of the TV, watching it and having dinner, sharing information. And that's a way they tighten up their relationship, their family members, and their family ties, member ties, right? Yeah, so that's the reason they can educate each other when watching TV as well. A lot of new things, a lot of new lessons, informations, and they keep themselves updated. Yep.
When I was younger, I was in England. I lived in Great Britain as part of my military experience. And what I found, and this was in the late 1970s to early 1980s, when you visited a British person's home, they would turn the television off. Now, maybe that has changed in 2020s, but as far as they were concerned, if they were home watching television and somebody came over, then the television became second fiddle. What tends to happen where I am is if you visit somebody, you and your visitor watch television together and sometimes discuss what's on the television as opposed to turning it off. How does that land for you?
All right. Yep. That's great. When watching football, for example, a lot of like interesting programs and channels, right? We have some mutual interest and mutual understanding. When watching television, we enjoy it. We can stay together. Yeah, that's a happy moment. Why not, right? Here, Vietnamese people, they enjoy watching football together, and they cheer up the moment when their team can get score. So that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. But everything has two sides, right? So sometimes it's kind of distraction from the children, from their work. For example, after dinner time, children should study and do their homework. But when parents open television or don't remind them about studying time, they will get addicted and they will get distracted from their study. So that's why some families, they don't allow their children to watch television all days, all the time. They limit what time they can, how many hours their children can watch. And even their family members, they need to reduce the time to watch television to focus on their study or on their special task if they want to make it on time.
Does the
Now,
average person, go ahead.
now in the United States, there's a lot of junk TV that we don't really think is necessary. What kind of shows do you have in Vietnam?
Oh, in Vietnam, we have some live shows with some celebrities and some like a educational show as well. For example, like every day, like 24/7, that kind of news, like a movement that updated. We keep updated news. So every day, I mean, 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., you should turn on the television to keep yourself updated Yeah, if you don't want to be obsolete with everything happen around you for the whole country or other countries as well. If you want to accumulate your information, yeah, so that's why you should turn on the camera or turn on your television if you want to get to know more information. Yep. So we have that kind of show, very important and necessary for everyone. Yep.
Well, when in the United States, there are some shows that are considered comedies, and some of them are really good. They're very apropos for children, and some are not.
Hmm.
Do you have that in Vietnam?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have some comedy shows, entertaining music show as well, movies. We have some shows, yeah, and that's kind of like entertainments when people. But some shows for a specific age. I mean, teenagers for educational purpose with some like matching. Last time we talked about some uh maker like a matching maker, right? We also have that kind of show for teenagers, for people younger. They are finding their partners. We also love that shows.
Okay. What is what are the more popular shows on in Vietnam to watch?
In Vietnam, as far as I know, that here people love like show about thank God you are here. That's very funny because people can keep their beautiful smiles on their face when watching the shows, and especially they are talking about a lot of problems, issues in our country. It's a little bit like ironic, yeah, but it's true when we can directly see something happen around us and we learn more from that. Yeah, I really love that show when people can directly talk about the problem in the society. They don't veil, they don't want to hide. Yeah, in the past, I mean, 20 years ago, they didn't want to reveal all kind of problem in the society, but right now they can make some shows, they make some movies to reflect, yeah, social activities inside the show, and we can realize, we can learn more and improve ourselves.
Victor, do you want to tell her a little about the television we have here? Because there seems to be a little bit of a difference. There seems to be a little more monitoring on what kids or adults are seeing there than there is here. Do you know?
Television, television where I am, I describe as eclectic. That means coming from a variety of sources. Television, it shows probably anything that you can think of is on a television show in some way. In fact, while I have no children, I know people that have children, and some of them keep their children occupied by deciding which television show that they're going to watch. Some television shows are so engaging, they have such a hook in them, people tend to watch them whether they want to or not. It's sort of an odd little feeling. You're watching it so you can discuss it, so you can talk about it. Television news is a big deal in America. It's on all the time, and there are many different channels. And the news has changed over the course of time because the news has a lot more variety of stories, but now it's almost totally has to do with the government. And people have a sort of a cult following when it comes to watching the government do their thing on television. Movies that used to be limited to having to go to the theater to see those movies, well, you can now see those movies on a television screen. Reality TV shows, that's TV shows that's allegedly capturing the real life activities of certain people. And I say allegedly, which is the second word that's new, eclectic and allegedly. We have to understand that anytime we see something on television or see something on camera, what's being seen may not actually be random or spontaneous, because you can always shoot it again and then show that video. So television in this country, where I spend my time, is a very interesting way. Sometimes we lose sight of the fact that we are able to watch something else. We are able to watch what we want to watch. But somehow, something that's being broadcasted on television, it's a yay or a nay. Some people like it, some people don't like it. And even the people who don't like it will watch it so they can say how much they don't like it, which is a strange thing for me. And I see we have some others joining us. But back to you, Carla.
Thank you, Victor. Yeah, Kevin, it's nice to meet you, but we have someone new who just came in, who came in before you. So I'd like him to tell us his name and introduce himself, please. Hello, are you there?
Muhammad Sadiq.
Sadiq?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you guys are calling to the ma'am, Johan. But nice to meet you, Carl. Hello, Dr. Again, Dr. Victor, and the new guy, the new man here also. So nice to meet you all here together. It was a
Sadiq,
pleasant. Yeah, ma'am.
introduce yourself so we know who you are. Where are you
Okay.
from? What is your name? Let's start there.
My name is Muhammad Sadiq, and I belongs from Pakistan. And the country I live in Pakistan, and the city is Quetta. I basically lives in Quetta city of Pakistan. And this is a short intro about myself. And my educational background is I belongs from the and I study bachelor's in computer engineering. I'm the final year student in computer engineering, and this is something about me.
And how old are you? If you don't mind
I
me asking, are you
yeah
over 20 years old?
yeah. I am 23-year old, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're in Pakistan in this city. Is it a big city or a small town?
Ma'am, you're talking about Pakistan?
Where you live, do you live in a big town or a small village?
Ma'am, we live in a very small town. Here in our village, we have, there is also the shortage of electricity also, and we are hardly having the internet connections to connect with the world. But the village is being considered in a big city of Pakistan called Quetta. Quetta is quite a big city, but we live in a village called Kuchlak. So it's a very small village.
Coit, isn't that in Balochistan?
Yeah, it's in Pakistan.
No, Balak is in the state of Balochistan.
Ma'am, I didn't get you. Can you please repeat?
Very good. When you don't understand, you say, I don't understand. Quetta, is that in Balochistan?
Yeah, ma'am, Quetta is in Pakistan.
No. Is it in the state of Balochistan? What state is it in?
Ma'am, the state is Pakistan and the city is
No.
Quetta.
The country is Pakistan. Karachi
Yeah,
is, listen for a moment, Karachi is a part of Sindh. Balochistan is another area in Pakistan. Quetta, is it in Balochistan?
yeah. Ma'am, actually, when you pronounce this is basically the province. It's called Balochistan. So, so Quetta comes in Balochistan. In our country, Pakistan, we have four big provinces, which is called Balochistan, Punjab, Sindh, and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which is shortly called KPK. So, yeah, you are right. Our city, Quetta, comes in Balochistan. But no worries. I just got confused when you pronounce the pronunciation of our province.
And that's my whole point. I say this all the time. The sounds are different. And because
Yeah,
the sounds are different, we don't always understand each other. Did you
yeah, ma'am.
understand what I just said? Maybe I said it too fast.
Yeah, ma'am. It's no issue, not that much big issue. It sometimes happens because the way we pronounce something is different, and the way someone other from our country when they pronounce it, it's kind of different because they don't get the actual pronunciation.
Right. That is so very, very important.
Yeah, ma'am.
Do you watch the English show at all?
Sorry, ma'am. Again, I don't get you.
Yay! I'm so proud of you. I have a
Thank you.
show called Learn English by Speaking English. Have you ever watched it?
Yeah, ma'am. I watched this show and I personally joined that show 2 to 3 times, and I meet with you there, and I also meet there with Sir Victor, and there was also some more participants in that shows also, and by that way, I am just I'm just polishing my English, gradually. Before I was speaking too much speedy, and then according to your guidance you said it, when you speak just speak slowly so that my every word is just separated and everyone understand, because here no
Right.
one has, because here no one have English as their native language. Maybe like Dr. I am sorry if I'm not pronouncing her name correctly. It is Dr. Nguyen. I mean, she's from Vietnam. So maybe English is not her native language. But when we try to speak, very clearly, every word separated, and we just practice it, then it happens that we can improve and polish our languages.
And what you said is so very, very important. You brought up one of the most important points about speaking. Like you did, I meant to say Balochistan. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. You corrected me. Thank you.
It's okay, ma'am. No issue. You're most welcome. It's the part that in this world no one comes completely. Every person just tries to learn from others, because in this world maybe sometimes I learn from you, sometimes I learn from Sir Victor, sometimes maybe I learn from Ma'am Nguyen, because every person has their own perspective of knowledge, their own perspective of experience. So experience and knowledge is upon that person from where he learned. Maybe there are most of the things that I may know, but you guys don't know because I am involved in their things. There may be most of the things that Sir Victor know, but here in this meeting, none of us can know. So it happens. It just happens with knowledge and experiences. When we just experience the things and we just go through them. So with time, everything comes. I think.
That is very well said, Carla. I got to give him props. He said all that very, very well.
His English is very good. Akeem, could you please sit up straight and be a part? No laying in bed for any of my shows. Thank you. I am so happy to hear you say what you were saying. We have been talking about television. Do you watch television in Pakistan?
Ma'am,
Yes.
Please. Yes.
ma'am, yeah, okay. Ma'am, when I was in my early education, like it was my matrix time, and then we were just all family. We were having a big, a big TV in the lunch, and we were watching them all the family together. Maybe sometime news, maybe sometimes other entertainment shows. But gradually, when just we grow up, for like when it comes the time when I start my FSC, like my further languages, higher education. Then gradually, when the social media involved too much, and when every person got the smartphones, then this whole the big TV comes to every person pocket. Now every person just watch their own, according news, maybe shows, maybe anything else. They watch them according to their, their interest. So I believe that from last 4 to 5 years, I didn't watch TV. But on social media, I follow most of the news channels, most of the entertainment channels, and most of the other stuff like that. And we are just watching them on the social media, but not on the TV, because it's the time that TV has come to our smartphones, and everyone has, watching the TV in his pocket.
And that's what Rayhan Alawala says all the time.
Yeah.
Do you follow him?
Who?
Do you follow Rayhan Alawala?
Ma'am, do you say to whom I follow? I'm
Do,
sorry.
do, don't be sorry. What you're doing is perfectly wonderful. Do
Okay.
you follow Rayhan Alawala?
You mean Rehan Allahwala?
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. I get you. I'm sorry, ma'am, but you pronounce it like something like I didn't understand. But yeah, because again, ma'am, your pronunciation and my one is totally different. Because Rehan Allahwala, I can pronounce his name correctly because I know how to pronounce it. Because I know he's from Pakistan, and he's like I can pronounce it. But someone from different countries, which most of the time happens, like people like here the ma'am is with us. There are two names. I'm sorry to say, one is Dr. Nguyen. I'm sorry to say if I'm not pronouncing her name. And it most of the time happens that maybe her name can be pronounced by her very well. But since it's not our native language, so it most of the times, comes with us that we just slip a little bit when we pronounce it.
You are doing beautifully. Halong, tell him how to pronounce your name. Because I
Yes.
think he has it correct, but what he's confused about is the name that you use when we're talking to you. So let
Yes.
him know. And then
Yes.
we'll have Yocheved do that too. Go on.
Yes. So Muhammad Sadiq, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Please call me Huang. But Nguyen is my family name. So my main name is Huong. Please call me Huong.
Yeah, Huong.
Yeah, Huong. Yes, that's
Yeah,
my main name. My
yeah,
first name is
yeah.
Huong. But in Vietnam, we have family names. That's named by my father. Yeah, Nguyen. That's my family names. My surname, Tu is surname. Yeah, my main name is Huong. So in Vietnam, we have that habit when putting our first name in the end. But in the US or European countries, they are different. They are putting the name first. First name is first, right? And family name the second or third. I don't know. But in Vietnam, always the main name, the first name is in the end. If you meet any Vietnamese friends and people, when they have a long name, but please call their first name in the end. Yeah. So Huong
Okay.
is main name. Yeah, my first name. Please call me Huong.
Ma'am, I first of the
Huong.
time experienced that here also comes some countries where they can put their first name at the last. As you also said, in our side, we just put our first name at the very beginning, and then our family name, some just add other things also. But the first name and the last name comes in the very beginning. But it was a totally, an exciting experience when I know that your first name is at the end of your name. So it's better for me to know about this.
And
For
you know,
all Vietnamese.
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
Carla.
this is very interesting because in the United States, our first name or the name you would call me is Carla. You would never say
Mhm.
Richmond Carla unless you're in a school and they're trying to figure out who you are. Muhammad Sadiq, what I learned from Rayhan once is Muhammad is the name of many, 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 many people in Pakistan. What do you
Yeah.
want us to call you? Do you want us to call you Mohammed or Sadiq?
Ma'am, my name is Muhammad Sadiq. It's not Sadiq. It's Sadiq. So you can call me by my last name, which is called Sadiq. But in my family, my siblings, like my brother and sister, call me Baijan. And Baijan is the one we can call to our big brother. Like in a family, when there is a big brother, the family, her siblings call him Baijan. So for me, if you call me Sadiq, it's okay. If you call me Baijan, it's also okay. But if you call me Muhammad Sadiq, it's also okay. No matter.
But my question, what do your friends call you? Your friends
Most
call
of
you Elijah?
no, my friends call me Sadiq. My family call me Baijan.
Okay. So it is correct to call you Sadiq instead of Mohammed Sadiq, correct?
Yeah, yeah, you can call me. Yeah, yeah, you can call me Sadiq. It's okay.
Okay. Now, Kevin, you have a name that most people would not know. I don't know if you changed it when you got to Israel or were you born with Kevin? Tell us.
Okay, so before I start on my name, I just have to say one thing that Tzaddik in Hebrew means a righteous person. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. I
I've
have no.
forgotten a lot of my Hebrew. Go on.
um, so my name is Yocheved. It's a Hebrew name. It's a biblical name. Yocheved was the mother of Moses, and it's a traditional. A lot of traditional Jews give biblical names. It was the name of my grandmother, and my parents didn't give me an English name because her English name was Josephine, and they didn't like the name. So they decided to skip it. And I actually have a middle name also, which is no easier for Americans to pronounce, which is Michal. I was named for someone named Michael. And that's also a biblical name, actually. Michal was one of the daughters in King Saul. That's from the prophets, not from the Bible, from the Pentateuch. So fewer people even know that name. And like I said, Americans can't pronounce either one. But I'm not sure. What's your native language, Mohammed? Or
Sorry,
what's your native language? Like Urdu, I know there's a bunch of languages in Pakistan, which I learned here.
yeah.
So what's your native language?
Our national language is Urdu, but our mother language is Pashto.
Okay, does that have a kh sound, either one of them?
Yeah, we have the Khasa.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would have had an easier time. English does not have that sound, and people who it's considered linguistically, the guttural sounds are considered difficult, and people who don't grow up on them can't always get it later on. So yeah, that's for my name. And Yocheved is my first name. Cohen is a family name. I often use Engelberg Cohen also. Engelberg was my birth name. Yeah, I think that's enough about my name.
How can you write that if you're reading and you need to pronounce it that way? How is that indicated in the written form? The hustle sound.
You mean in English?
Or in your language, when you're writing your language, how do you indicate that you have to
So
make the
in
ha?
Hebrew, it's just one of the sounds. It's the letter chaf, which
Also,
makes
there's
up,
a letter.
yeah,
There's
Yeah.
okay.
the alphabet. There's actually two letters that make a cha, but Yocheved is spelled with a chaf. It's biblical. There's really nothing to discuss. When I actually came to Israel and was getting my, I was immigrating and getting my identity papers, they misspelled the name. And I was like, okay, there's a clear spelling for this. Again, it's biblical, but clearly the person didn't know anyway. So when I corrected her spelling, she said, oh, you spell it that way. As if there's a collection of ways to spell this name. There is only one way to spell it correctly. But there is another sound in Hebrew, the chet. I don't know, again, how this matches with some of the other related languages. The probably more correct pronunciation, which I can't do correctly. It's also guttural, but it's het. It's something in between for an American and an English speaker, between the H sound, the h, and the ch, which again, and that's not a sound I grew up with, although depending which countries people came from, some, like you have in English, right? You have a Southern accent, you have the British accent, and American accent. So Hebrew speakers from different countries have slightly different pronunciations of the letters. So some of the people from North Africa, for example, do make those distinctions. It's closer to Arabic pronunciations. And they have more guttural letters than the European Jews do. So there's also, when I learned two silent letters in Hebrew, the aleph and the ayin.
Yeah.
But speakers, again, from some of the other countries, the ayin is also it's like oyin. There's a guttural sound there that, again, I can't really quite hit. So it's kind of interesting. Whatever, I like languages. I actually work in translation. So I'm interested in these linguistic type of things.
You
So-
bring up a whole new thing for me in terms of alphabets, which is the basis of language. So in English, we have 26. How many do you have?
So Hebrew, usually you count at 22. There are some letters that have kind of variants that generally wouldn't be considered two separate letters, even though there'll be two separate pronunciations. Again, I have no idea if that's true in any of, in Urdu or any of the, or even in Arabic. But, certain letters, the same form of the letter, if it has a dot inside it, will be pronounced differently than if it doesn't have the dot. And English has nothing, there is something similar.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
In our language Urdu, there is be, pe, and te. Be is only one dot below the letter. Be is three dots below the letter, and te is two dots above the letter. If we write them, they all are the same, but the only difference is their dots, whether they are in number, whether they are in the placements, and also their pronunciation also change, like be, te, and te. And in our Urdu, we have 36 letters.
Wow. That's a
Wow.
lot of letters. So it's interesting because in Hebrew, the dot is inside the letter, not underneath. Underneath the letter, you can end up with vowels. So it would be very confusing. But inside, it's also interesting because the same letter, there's with a dot is a b sound, and without a dot is a v sound.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the English has nothing similar.
And it can get very acute, very confusing very quickly. I used to be fluent in Hebrew, and I haven't spoken it for so many years that I have no idea what I'd be saying now. Akib, do you want to introduce yourself and become a part of the conversation?
Yeah, thank you so much, Carla, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to introduce myself. I'm called Muhammad Akib, and I'm basically belong to Attock, Punjab, Pakistan. I'm student. I'm doing master in clinical psychology. Beside this, I work as a clinical psychologist in Combined Military Hospital, Attock. And my hobbies, I love to read newspapers, editorials, books, and watch different movies. That's all about my introduction.
Well, can we talk a little about your name? Am I pronouncing it correctly? And do you want to be called Akib, or do you want to be called Mohammed?
Yeah, my friend and my family call me Akib.
What do they call you? Say it
Akib.
again. Akib.
Akib. Yeah.
When I look at your name, because I'm looking at it now, Akib is how I would pronounce it. But if I remember correctly, you
Akib.
were introduced to me as Akib. So can you explain that to me? And I'm going to mute myself for a moment because this phone never rings. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, hello.
She has muted herself, and she was asking about the proper pronunciation for your name.
Everyone can call me Akib. So Akib is right pronunciation about my name, Akib.
So she thought that your name was Akib as opposed to Akib.
Yeah, actually, when every American or English people, when they call us in our language, so they are not pronounced correctly. Like we can't pronounce correct Carla Richman. If we say Carla Richman, but uh, actually I am familiar with Carla Richman name because I have been learning English from her for a couple of I think couple of months or almost 2 or 3 years. So, but if I can pronounce any English name, I'm not pronounce as well as like uh, English people pronounce name.
But you know, Akib, when I first met you and Sonia introduced you to me, she said your name was Akib, not Akib. So I always called you Akib for that reason only.
Okay, it's okay for me because whenever you call me Akif, so I'm feel happy.
Okay. We
Just
just,
don't call him late for dinner.
I
And
have, I tell that joke often. Meanwhile, we just got Satyam here from India. Can you
Hello.
introduce yourself, Satyam?
Hello guys, my name is Satyam Jha. I'm from India and I'm 14.5 years old. Like I will complete my 15-year-old in just 3 months, actually 7 months. And my hobby is to create games and play them and drawing.
Okay, Satyam, what does that word mean? Your name mean in English?
Uh, like it means that the god of truth. You know, Yam is a god in India who decides who person will die and who person will still alive. Like he decides who is going to the god. So,
And
at the victory on truth.
did you say you're 14 years old?
Yeah, I'm 14.5.
Do you know that I have a kids show on in at 12 noon my time? It would be 9:30 your time today,
Yes.
where you can speak English with people your age.
Yeah, I will be joining.
I want you to join.
Yeah,
So
I surely I saved that link now. Like Mrs. Holmes is my one of my teachers, and she invited me for this. So thanks.
good. I am happy you did. How do you know? How do you know Huang?
Yeah, I know her.
How do you know her?
Oh, like she's a teacher in a group, and she really teaches me very well. And like I'm very excited till the time she told me about you. So I was very much excited that I want to attend the class.
Okay, so tell me, where did you meet Huang?
uh, it is about 6 months old that one of my teacher who taught me English when I was a kid, she asked me to join a group, and I was there and I was attending classes in classes. I attend daily classes even at my, like recently I was going through my board exams, which is the hardest exam available for the 8th standard. So I was not able to attend, but yesterday I joined and I came to know about you. So I was really excited that, like, obviously you has a good accent. I saw your Facebook page and I followed you also.
Okay.
Oh, thank
Sir,
you.
by the way,
And
where are you from?
yeah,
India.
so
Thank you.
Nice to hear that.
oh, it's my pleasure to follow you.
My pleasure to have you here.
Not
Huang,
at all.
did you meet Satyam also when you were in India?
I can't remember.
But online, Carla. 6 months
Because in
ago,
a day,
I met
I
him
talk a lot
like
of people,
spontaneously,
like
randomly.
people meetings here and there.
He joined my
A lot of
meeting, and I figured out that, oh my God, this guy is really nice. I should collaborate and communicate with him more often. So that's why his sister also really cute and adorable as well. I really love talking with both of them. Yep.
How old is your sister, Satyam?
She's 13. Like she has a difference of 1 year 9 months from me.
Okay, you know she can also come to the show.
Yeah, I asked her also, and she's like, oh, every time she makes a new setup while she's attending her class. So she designs that.
Okay. This is really cool. So Satyam, what is your sister's name?
Her name is Ananya, but by her nickname, like I call her with nickname Lado.
Lado.
Anand.
What
Yeah.
does Lado mean?
Lado means it's an Indian sweet. It is said to cute people.
Oh yeah.
And yeah.
Actually, it's not very sweet. I've had Lado. The one thing I want to ask you, Satyam, when you come
Yes.
to the show, please come from a quiet room so we only hear you.
I'm so sorry about, like, my mom just walked in and
Like the voice
she.
Are you there?
Yeah, suddenly.
Am I there? Can you?
Yeah,
hear me?
like my sister is also sitting just behind me, and this mic is really like in a room. She like this mic gets all the noise from the
what
room,
happened to everyone?
even if I on the sound cancellation.
The little young to have his own place yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a minute. I should
Oh,
clear
yeah.
that, and I just came. I just came a
Another
second.
few years.
A little more than another few years. He just disappeared. But this is so interesting about names.
Yep, I'm back.
I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you came today.
His
What-
mom,
Yes, Hoang?
yeah, sometimes moms want to visit randomly to check.
Yeah, like I always have a eye on. Like my parents always have a eye with that what I'm doing.
I'm so glad you came. Does anyone want to ask Satyam a question?
Oh, like my parents always have a eye on me while I'm sitting on that device, while I'm streaming, I'm doing anything. They always check, oh, what he's doing.
I am glad they do that because there are times that you could be speaking to someone who is not good for you to
Okay,
be
where do you live in Bangladesh?
and you only know that when when that happens, and a child may not know that. You may say that person is a good person, and it may not be a good person at all for you to be talking to. Satyam, have you heard of the Art of Living Foundation?
I live in India.
But I can Google it.
Okay, can you tell me where you live in India?
I live in the state Rajasthan. Like if you search for the educational city in India, it will be like my city, the city I live.
Are you in Jaipur?
Sorry?
Are
No.
you in Jaipur?
No, I'm like it's quite kilometers away, like 321, like that.
I love you, Rajasthan. I visited it a few years ago, and it's
Oh.
really a very, very beautiful place. What
Yeah,
do you
like-
like? Go on.
Oh, like when I went to, it's really beautiful. Like the city of Jaipur, it's the pink city of India. Like if there is a castle over there. If you saw from that place, the city is totally pink.
I love it. I had so much fun in Jaipur. Such a pretty city.
What language is your native language? What
Oh,
language do you
it's
know?
Hindi.
Hindi. Okay.
Yeah.
How many letters in the Hindi alphabet?
It's quite hard for me, but I know that 40. Oops, I got stuck. Actually, I'm not so good at Hindi. Like, if I given a letter to sign, whether Hindi or English, I will choose English because I'm good at English. But I'm lit- like recently, I was giving my paper. I completed the paper of English in just, it's 3 hour limit, but I completed in 1 hour and something minutes, 1 hour 28 or 27, like that. I used my stopwatch to check how much time it took me to. So I was like giving the paper, and I can bet that I had scored complete marks in English, but I know that my Hindi is not so good, so I have a bet that
Whoa,
it
whoa,
might.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Why do your parents speak to you in Hindi?
No, like I can speak, but I can't write it. The paper isn't written, and I just got like completely blank when I'm writing that.
Can you
What
do
what
me a
language do
favor?
your parents speak to you in?
In Hindi, I
Oh,
can
they
speak
speak.
it frequently.
Okay.
Like I can speak it frequently, but I can't write it frequently. Not frequently, proper.
I want you to do me a favor and
Yeah.
stop saying I cannot. Because if you say I cannot, you're right. You cannot do something. Say I can and learn to speak better in Hindi. Does
Yeah,
that make sense to you?
I'm like I give my best to write that paper. I give my best to
No,
do
no,
that, but
no. What did I just tell you?
that don't speak
Forget
can't.
about the paper. What did I just tell you about writing in Hindi?
Like what?
You do not understand. It's okay. Do not say you cannot do anything. Let's see your whole face. Always say I can because you're
Okay, I
learning.
can. I can.
Okay, can you write in Hindi?
Yeah, yeah, I can. I can.
Right. Because when you say that, you begin to get better at what you want to do. But if you say I cannot, you'll never be able to do it because you don't believe in yourself.
Yeah, always I believe in yourself.
Right. With that, we have been here over an hour, and I did promise everyone we would be off in an hour.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. She is my sister, and she.
Hi. Can you bring her to the show tomorrow at 9 p.m.?
Yeah, because she also want to learn English and speak English. So will tell her about you, and I said that you can join her, and she will be join you soon because she don't have Zoom app and Zoom ID. So maybe she will join on my mobile phone.
She
So
has to be using her own name.
okay,
So other people get to know her. So help
okay,
her set up a Zoom ID. You can do it.
okay.
And we
So
just, yes. Yeah,
actually,
help her set up a Zoom ID and she
yeah,
can come on Monday.
okay,
She can come with you, in fact.
okay,
Okay?
okay,
But we need to end the show now because I
okay,
have the kids' show in less than an hour and I need to do something. But I want to thank everyone. You haven't already left. But thank you for coming today. This has been a lot of fun. And we will do it again in about a month. Actually, I do this twice a month. One is Planet Union, and the other is People's Union, People's Yeah, Union of South Asia. You're more than welcome to come. Everyone can come. And
Thank
with
you.
that, can we wave goodbye? And the English show for you, Satyam, starts at 9:30 your time. Okay?
Every day?
No, just on Sunday for the kids.
Okay. Okay. I will be there
Okay,
today.
let's wave goodbye. And we'll be
Bye, mom.
back. I'll be back for the kids in less than an hour.
It's like
Okay.